Hello, hello. Welcome. All right, so on today's episode, I was supposed to do kind of like a item of the week or knowledge of the week or just something to help you learn something about the game that you may not know. I know other YouTubers have made videos on this. I'm not really a YouTuber. I just like to make content and help educate people. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started now. My double XP timer is counting down, so we're gonna make this quick. So, long story short, this is how you A, shit out invention components. Yeah, you're gonna like that. And B, how to level invention faster. So, some of you may already know what the hell I'm about to do. Now, I'll show you my gear setup very quickly before we go in, but you can do it with pretty well any set of gear. I'm currently using a melee setup. The reason I have the Dark Ice Shard, I do have the Langs. However, I want to get them to level 15 so I can use an equipment separator. Even though I have like, oh god, like 6 or 7 Aftershock related gizmos. I don't want to waste the time or money, even though I do have money, to go for P6 A1. Because when I do weapon swaps, I need to keep my aftershock stacks. Yeah, those are the words I'm looking for. All right, so let's speed things along here. So what you're going to want to bring besides your gear, I would always recommend using the penance aura, and I'll show you why. Now, I brought a Reaver's Ring just for crit chance, because why not? But it's not really going to matter. The meat and bones of this whole operation, however, is actually going to be your Essence of Finality. So I have quite a few Essence of Finalities. Not a ton, but I think I've got 4. They all have way too many expensive weapons in them, so in order to make me not cry, I decided to take the one that had the dragon claws and remove them because they're cheap. So, what you want to do is you basically want to take and listen carefully because these are the items that you're going to need. You're going to want to take a dragon two-handed sword. Yes, I kid you not. A dragon two-handed sword is going to be the meta because you're going to go into Shattered Worlds, which, by the way, in case you don't know where Shattered Worlds is, there's the Lumbridge Lodestone. South. Southwest. Now you're here. So, in order to unlock the higher... Oh, and of course you want to bring like an XP capacitor. It's just going to speed things along. And during double XP, it's also easier to level up items, which is why I'm talking fast and I'm trying to speed things along because I need to max this account. So let's make this quick. Now, the cape and the armor doesn't matter. Again, that's all up to you. I'm just bringing what I want. Now, this part here is how you get invention components. If you're here just to level invention, all you have to do is just bring your XP capacitor, your Essence of Finality with the two-handed sword in it, wield the weapons, wear the armor you're trying to level up, and then I recommend personally, for efficiency's sake, to do level 9 and then siphon your gear. Now, I don't plan on siphoning this gear, actually. This is just gear that I decided to bring. So one of the main perks that you're going to want is either Scavenging 3 or 4. I would highly recommend Scavenging 4. It's a pain to get, but if you get Scavenging 4, you'll see in the chat box what kind of components you're going to get. I've already done one quick little run, and I've noticed that the components that they gave me, or that I was getting from killing all the mobs, were components like pious components or components that you would end up spending millions of gold on just to get a couple. I got 4 here, 4 there, right? So it's definitely the way to go. And don't mind my really unoptimized melee setup here. So now what I should have done is is bring a Hellhound with scrolls, just because the damage you're going to take, depending on the armor. And there's a lot of mobs, and the more mobs, the more enemies, the more XP that you're going to get. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already used the penance aura, so we're just going to cheat and... do I really not have... Okay, whatever. We'll use the premium reset. Alright. Now, again, the reason I recommend the penance aura is because you're basically going to camp soul split. So as long as you bring your Deathwarden nexus, which we covered in the last episode, regardless of your combat style, you can cast darkness. There's 20% damage reduction. If you want to use the Aegis aura, you can as well. That would give you, I want to say another 20 or 30%, but I don't have it, so I cannot be sure. Your Hellhound, of course, I mean, that's another 20% damage reduction. That's quite huge. Actually, I'm right at a bank, so I'll grab what I need here. Yeah, please ignore my waste of money. The Shadow died, fucking Omniguard and Soulbound. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna ignore those. Alright, so we're pretty much set to go. So you don't have to use hybrid gear. I'm choosing to use hybrid gear because why the hell not? If you're looking for components and speed leveling, get scavenging. Just get scavenging, please. Please do it. And then at that point, if you don't care about components, which you should because you're going to need them later on, trust me, you also, of course, again, XP capacitor, everything like that. I like to bring food and stuff. I never really use it, but I like to be safe, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you're new to Shattered Worlds, you're going to have to complete right from the bottom up, but it's very fast. The best worlds to do this on, in my personal opinion, I usually start out 71 to 75, or if you want to make it a little bit quicker, you know, the gear I'm wearing is equivalent to tier 80, right? So, but it's hybrid gear, so it really only has tier 65 armor, so it's not the best. So we'll do a couple runs here just to give you an idea. So let's do 76 to 80. Now this is critical. Pay attention to this part. You have a 25% chance on hit to feel epic. I feel epic all the time. Gaining unlimited adrenaline for the next 10 seconds, but minimal combat XP. So yes, it does affect the combat XP, but the rate that you're going to be killing these things is significantly going to make up for it. Alright, let's get started. So literally all I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around and I'm just going to hit the 4 key. Well, for me it's the 4 key anyway. It's my Essence of Finality attack here. So you can see I'm just walking through these guys. And as we keep going, yeah, see, look, the torso is already level 4. Pretty quick. Yep, 4 living components. There you go. I mean, living components aren't really that great, but the last run that I did, I was getting like pious components, ethereal components. There we go. Look at that. Another level. The legs are level 7. And one thing to pay attention to, if you're burning through your XP capacitors relatively fast, that's a good thing. And the good thing about the higher level worlds is that even though that feeling epic thing reduces the XP that you'll get, I don't know necessarily if that affects the leveling of your gear, but I do know that this is one of the most efficient ways to do it, so. Alright. Now, if you're luckier than I, hopefully you'll get a better world than this, because there's really not that many mobs here. And at the end of the day, that's the goal, is to kill as many mobs as possible. Yeah, like groups like this are great because with the dragon two-handed sword, which is what's the special attack? Power stab. Now, if you are doing melee, you can always just do berserk because again, your adrenaline is just gonna go nuts, and you're just gonna one-hit everything. I mean, even without berserk or anything like that, you're gonna be fine. But again, this is part of the reason I recommend hybrid gear. Now, by no means am I a professional. You know, the account's not even maxed, but you know, we're getting there. And ideally, I should have chosen a higher world. See, okay, so these suck. Food heals for half the normal amount. We'll take that one because we're not eating. So what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on the gear level. I mean, you can see it's pretty damn straightforward. I mean, Hellhound, 20% damage reduction. Darkness, 20% chance to dodge an attack, which therefore is a 20% damage reduction. And with all this adrenaline that I'm just never running out of, I can go into a berserk rotation every 60 seconds, level up items. And yeah, I'm not getting a crazy amount of components right now, of course, because I'm in the middle of a recording, so why would it look good, right? Oh. No, I do like to sometimes use my actual weapons, but honestly, yeah, see, 4 stunning components, there you go. I'm actually getting them at a slower rate than I normally do, but that's fine. Now, if you happen to walk into a big area and you're on melee, for example, one little tip or trick that I've noticed is you can use either Chaos Roar or you can use Greater Fury. And those will allow your next attack to basically be a critical strike. So, for example, if I hit Q and then 4, boom. And now, yes, I've completed the world. I know that. I'm not here to complete the world. I'm here to level up Invention. So, and ideally, like, this is a very arguable and debated topic. Now, you don't need a scripture full, by the way. They're expensive to buy, cheap to run, so I really don't care at the end of the day. But if you're on a budget, you know, you don't have to use a god book, but it is nice to have that proc every so often and get the additional damage. So now the higher level worlds are where the money's at. So all of these suck. We're gonna choose Zone of Suffering. There we go. Now, this is a straight up raw video. I'm not doing any editing. I'm not doing any scripting. I don't have a script. I'm basically just testing my ability to talk. And I hope I've been very clear so far. So we're going to go ahead and overload again, just to keep the damage high. We'll go into Berserk because we're on melee. So that will basically increase the damage we take by 50%. But it'll double our damage for, I think it's 20 seconds or 25 seconds. Unless you have your vestments, which I don't currently. Well, I have them, but I'm not wearing them at the moment, so. No. Come on. There we go. It's moments like this where you're like, I've taken a bit of damage. I'll use my Excalibur. I'll use my food, whatever. Like, you don't have to use much, right? Yeah, see, the leg's leveled up again already, so we're already at level 8, so... If I needed to get my invention higher, which, I mean, it's already 123, so... I personally don't care. But if you're in the process of leveling invention, it is also good to do this with higher tier gear. Because you'll obviously get more invention XP when you siphon the items. Oh, there you go, look. So I just got another level up, and I got 4 evasive components and 4 pious components. And I believe we've been recording for 15 minutes, so... And that's still relatively slow. Like, that's not that fast, you know what I mean, for the component side of things. I tried to bash, but that didn't work. But yeah, so I mean, obviously you can see the benefit to darkness, and you can see the benefit to doing the dragon two-handed longsword. Or the two-handed sword. It's a really weird item. Like, when someone told me to do this, I was pretty thrown off. I'm not gonna lie to you. But at the same time, it's working, isn't it? Like, I'm literally not doing anything. I'm just spamming 4. I will use my Lang special attack just because. Oh yes, thank you, Relentless, preventing me from using adrenaline. Like, I really need that. And that's it. So every time you run Shattered Worlds, you usually run 3 worlds or whatever, and then you complete them. That's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and crack the chest. And that's just how you get your anima, right? So whatever. And every time you're done, you always want to return to Gillinor. You don't necessarily have to, but I like to, just in case you want to restock, or if you ran out of, you know, your overloads. If your capacitor's out, you want to change gear, whatever, right? It really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, that's basically how you do it. You could tell that the gear was obviously leveling faster. If you wanted to level your weapons a little bit faster, they all level around the same speed, but because these are higher level weapons, I'm trying to get them to 15. I just want Precise 6 Aftershock 1 off there, so... But that's a personal thing. That's got nothing to do with this video, so... Alright. So, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Basically, just to give it one more quick rundown. Again, Hellhound really helps. 20% damage reduction. XP capacitor. I gotta get back on my double XP here, so let's make it quick. And then, if you have an Essence of Finality, and you're not afraid to give up the weapon that's in it, or, if you're lucky like my good friend Algo, shout out Algo, you may have an Essence of Finality that does not have a weapon in it. Because once you put a weapon in it, and then you replace it with another weapon, which you can do, yeah, okay, you're gonna lose that first weapon, but it's a dragon two-handed sword. Who cares? So, this has been Lucifer. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope I didn't talk too fast, and I hope this content is easily digestible. Alright. Take care.